Let's sip and converse. Let's sip and converse.
Let's talk about Sip and Converse.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. It's that time of your favorite week, your favorite day, your favorite hour. We're back, Sip and Converse. Mr. Crib, what's going on, Mr. Crib?
It's a lovely day, like you said.
Yeah, you like that new name, don't you, Mr. Crib?
Mr. Crib.
Not because of my side. How's it going? I'm glad to be back. Glad it's another wonderful week here on the wonderful set of Sip and Converse.
Yes.
So tell me something good, Crib. What's been going on since the last time we got together, good sir?
Man, I think we're getting recognized out there in the internet world.
In the interwebs.
Yes, in the interwebs.
Yeah, we're getting so recognized that my eye want to start itching. I know people watch. You know the old saying in the country, when your palm of your hand so itching, you're supposed to get money.
That's what they say.
When my eye itching, that means people watch.
Okay.
So glad to be back. So before we even get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that your favorite podcast is on, not only on YouTube, but we can be found on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Anywhere you need to find us on your listening devices, we are here. We here for you. Check us out. We here for you. So, Crib, what we talking about today, player?
It's gonna be a great topic, but what we'll be talking about today is getting out the box.
Getting out the box. You mean, surprise, I'm here.
Got it.
Got to clarify.
We're not gonna go X-rated on this particular talk, right?
Okay, as long as they Justin Timberlake,
Yeah.
see, okay, get
I got some young ears listening, but not that type of getting out the box.
Hey, yes. Oh, this day and age, you got to clarify.
Yeah.
Or as young folks say, you got to pause.
Yeah. Getting out the box. You know, you hear that cliche all the time.
Yeah.
I got to get out the box. And my thing with that is, why put yourself in a box?
My question, what is the box?
Sometimes that is a real box. I know growing up as a kid, I love when big boxes came to the house. Jump in there, I thought I had me a little, this is all you needed. Yeah. See, outside in the yard, I had me a board cave at that time.
It was amazing as a kid, what the boxes what we would do with them. There would be the little boy cave.
Yeah.
It would be the sled.
Yeah.
It will be the slide.
A fortress. Where you pow, play cops and robs, all that type of thing.
Yeah, so you got, the box could be one of many things. And now everybody used to boxes coming to your front door.
Oh, don't say the magic word.
I ain't gonna say it because they
Go
will.
ahead.
Say it, they don't pay us.
You can say it.
No, they say it, they don't pay. Unless they gonna sponsor us.
They might. That's all we need to say it.
What, Amazon box? So I know some of y'all looking around the house right now in the office that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
What is the box?
What
is the box? So the question is, what is the box? You know, we were joking at the very beginning. You know, we talking about getting out of the box. What does the box represent in this day and age?
That's a great question, Craig. I know we were just joking about it earlier about what the box meant to us from kids, and now that we're adults, and we hear this term all the time. People say, "I need to get out of the box," and so many times getting out the box means getting out of your comfort zone. That's how most people relate to it, or I need to do something new, or I need to get this out of my head. I need to think differently than what I'm doing before. And like I said earlier, why put yourself in a box? Because many times when you have that thought process, I'm in a box and I can't get out. Why get in the box? Stay out of it.
Well, you know, to answer that piece, I would say is, first off, you know, the box that we're speaking of is not a physical box.
No, it's not a physical box.
It's not the jail cell. It's not that box.
Yeah.
But it's to me, the box, speaking of, is I would say the mental and emotional state.
Exactly.
So going back to what you said, why put yourself in the box? I think many people have been already programmed
You're right.
to be placed in that box, that those self-limiting beliefs put you in that box.
You touched on something very important right there. Program. And being programmed starts long before you become an adult.
Long before.
Yeah.
In the formative years.
Yes. And basically it starts at home for many times based on where you live or what your family currently have or don't have.
I would even take it a step further. Not only where you currently live, growing up as kids, our parents used to tell us, my dad used to definitely tell me, get out of the house.
Yeah.
Get away from grown folks' conversations.
Yeah.
We didn't sit around as a kid and eardrop of grown folks' conversations.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't realize that programming actually starts when we, as parents, are not paying attention, thinking that little Johnny and little Susie or T-Money or Pookie is sitting over there playing with his toys, thinking he's not paying attention
Yes.
or soaking in the environment. So that's that pre-programming. To me, the box is a belief system.
It is.
Like you said, we can't do this, we can't do that. Nobody in your family has ever done this. Why are you even trying? We don't do that here in a positive perspective of you dreaming bigger. We don't do that here because you can't do it.
Exactly. And you see it all the time. I grew up in a very small town, and a lot of times growing up, people tell themselves, I don't have what people have in a city or in a larger place, or I'm not gonna have the same chances that everybody else have growing up in a larger place. Or I grew up in the hood in a larger city, so I don't have the same tools that somebody else has in a very more fluent neighborhood. Those things might be true, but you don't have to stay in that environment as you move further in life.
Yeah, you don't have to get stuck in that box. Because going back to what I mentioned earlier, like it's the belief system.
Yeah.
It's believing that you don't deserve or believing that you can't do it. Oftentimes when you think about a physical box, when you put whatever you shipping in the box,
Yes.
what's the next thing that most people do when they getting ready to ship an item in the box? They pack it with either the peanuts or the bubble wrap,
Yeah.
or if you're moving out of a house, if you ever moved out of a house, when you pack your kitchen down with your glasses, you stuff newspapers around it.
Yes.
To protect that glass or protect that item. Well, oftentimes when you think about people being mentally put in a box, not only are they put in the box, but then their relatives or society or their environment begins to put that packing feeling around them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you ever been in a situation, or all of us that have cooked before, asking the audience, if you frying fish.
Uh-oh. Do I need to get the Texas Pete out?
Yeah, before you get to the Texas Pete. Do you fry the French fries or do you fry the fish first?
Oh man, we gotta get that fish in that grease.
Now, yeah, you may put the fish in the grease, but now that the grease has the seasoning of what? The fish.
Yes.
So now when you drop those same fries in that fish grease, what do them fries take on?
Okay.
The
Well, it all
flavor
depends on what house you're at. I'm at my house. I'm gonna have some grease for fries. I'm gonna have some grease for fish.
So you're gonna separate.
Yes.
But most people, they do it what? In the same grease.
Yeah.
So when they're in that mental box, they hear the same what? Messaging.
Oh.
So now they're absorbing, although you want them to be different.
Yeah.
You're still absorbing the pressures that people are putting on you from your environment.
You're right.
That's the reason I say it's a belief system. And oftentimes we get stuck in there because at some point in time, that box was safe. So we keep reliving that safe, but now by reliving in that same safe space, which
Yes.
what we talked about before, that comfort zone,
Uh-huh.
now you get stuck, and now it begins to keep you small.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to really be that way, especially in America, because we see it too many times where people from all walks of life who grew up in some very challenging places in other countries
No,
step out of their boxes
don't step on no toes, brother,
and come here with pennies in their pockets.
and get on the good foot
Man,
in a short amount of time. When you think
in a
about
short amount of time,
in the grand scheme of things,
because they are focused on what they need to do.
I want to ask you this, Crib, since we're talking about that, kind of going back to where we started. My question to everybody that's listening, put it in the chat.
Mhm.
Who built the box, and why did you stay?
We're not talking about U-Haul boxes, are
We ain't talking about moving boxes. We're not talking about U-Haul trucks. We're not talking about apartment boxes or jail cell boxes. But who built the box, and why you stay in it?
Well, it goes back on some things that you and I both just mentioned a few moments ago. Most boxes start within the home,
Mm-hmm.
in an environment that you had no choice or saying you can be in or out of it, because I can say as a kid when I was born, I had to live with my mother. Not saying my mom put me inside negative boxes, but I'm just using this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So if as a child you grew up in a place where you're going to be in this box and you're never going to get out of it, even as an adult. So by the time you get 30, 35, 40, and you meet this person wondering why, hey, you can get out this box. We don't know this person has been so deep programmed based on their environment they've been, not only as a child, but in their early adulthood. It's going to be kind of hard for some people to get out that box.
And Crib, it could have been created expectations.
Yes.
Your mama did it, your daddy did it, your uncle did it, so you gonna do it.
Yes.
And then too, when people start thinking about the boxes, getting out of the box, I think the growth starts when you recognize that you discovered that you are in a box.
Yes.
Accept that you mentally are in this box, and make a decision to get out of the box.
Yes. And I have this type of conversation, excuse me, with people too as well. When I'm having this conversation with people and they realize, yes, I'm stuck in a box. And so I'm asking them, so now that you identify you're in a box, what is your next step to start getting out of the box? Because being in this box is not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to you to make a decision. I can't tell you, you need to get out this box, but I'm here to support you on how to get out this box.
And to that, I think to grow or to move from that point, it requires a new way of thinking.
Yeah.
And with the new way of thinking, oftentimes the new way of thinking causes you to have or create new circles.
We just recently had a conversation about this on another platform, didn't we?
Yeah, another one. Because you gotta have, I can't, like you stated, granted, you can't control the environment that you're born in.
Exactly.
But at the same time, there's two things in life that you can control. And we've talked about it before.
Yes.
Your actions and your attitude.
Absolutely.
Just because you're born there don't mean you gotta stay there.
Nope.
I've met folks that ain't never left out of College Park, brother.
Only to go to a Falcons game, maybe the Hawks.
Right. And they're in their 40s and they stand on the pride of, I ain't never left College Park. Let alone how big the open world is.
Yes.
It's more than your zip code. Or guys, I got friends that's from the west side. I got friends from the east side. I ain't never left Decatur.
That's sad.
So, but their mindset is still, this is an area that I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I'm not going to change. And because I don't want to be challenged, and this just not for the people that's in College Park or East Point, but
Yeah.
it's just in general with people being stuck in the box. Since I don't want to be challenged, I don't want to get around other people that may cause me to change.
Yeah.
You see that with siblings. You see that with siblings that you might have a brother or sister or a cousin, and one of y'all make it, and the family like, oh, I knew you was gonna make it, blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, we grew up in the same. How is it that I made it? We ate the same food. We grew up in the same house, slept in the same bed, slept 2 baths in the same bath water, but one of us made it. But then when you look at, I got out of the quote unquote, air quote box for those that are listening, got in a new circle of people who stretched me.
Exactly. And that point that you just made on that, and most of the times, either that sibling, cousin, or even parents
True.
are hating on that person because they got themselves out of that box.
Or they hating on that person because now you take away the excuses of your.
Oh man.
Because I made it and we came from the same household.
Yes.
It takes away the excuse of you being able to say we couldn't do it because we came from this household.
Exactly.
Now I ain't talking about, yeah, you may have been blessed to be 6'5" and can hoop. I can't complain about that. I'm 5'3". I can't hoop. But from a physical aspect, yeah, that's a difference. But at the
Yes.
same time, when we talking about something mentally,
Yep.
and we're in the same environment, we got access, especially this day and age. Everybody runs around with a cell phone. Majority of people got access to the computer. You got access to information. What do you do with that information? Because sometimes standing in that same environment gives you the same results.
Yeah. And you know what, Crib, that's a very strong, valid point you just made there. Because I done heard that so many times too. Well, so-and-so, he's 6'5", whatever, can hoop, or so-and-so, he's great as a wide receiver. They have all this gifted physical talents. That's why they made it. I didn't have those things. God gave every soul on this earth a brain.
Mm-hmm. And a purpose that we talked about last
Yeah.
time, but you got to discover. And and then oftentimes people are afraid to grow.
Yeah.
Because during that growth process, it may put you in a situation where you outgrowing the room that you once prayed to be in.
Ooh. Bishop Crib, cash out will be up on the screen for that message right there. He just said, so please cash out him his tithe money, please, because that was money.
Yeah, send me the chicken. But no, for real though, because all the times as we go through our life, or you quote unquote pray for this good job,
Yes.
you pray for this situation,
Yes.
but that W-2 can be your box. Their bad relationship that you're in could be the box, and some of us are jumping those bad relationship box and ask for the gorilla tape and tape us in. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be free. You know what I'm saying?
Not the gorilla tape. Yeah, I mean they locked in for good.
Not the masker tape. No, they want the gorilla tape. They want that good tape. Get out of that box. Get out. It requires you to get out of that situation that you once prayed to be in.
I put down in my notes that the mental box is holding a lot of people back for achieving whatever purpose God has put inside of them is they have to overcome the fear.
Mm.
And you and I have used this acronym, using the word fear all the time, several times, is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
And you have to overcome that.
So speaking of that fear, let me ask you this, Chris, and I want to get your opinion. What is what's the cost of staying in the box versus the risk of leaving?
The cost of staying in the box, it's not about things, stuff, or money. In my perspective, the cost of staying in the box, it's going to affect your legacy.
Mm.
It's going to seriously affect the generation that that's gonna come after you.
Mm.
What if Moses didn't do what God asked him to do in the burning bush? What if Abraham didn't do what God asked him to do about the sacrifice?
Mm.
Those things right there that God has asked you to do, myself to do, our executive producer here to do on this set. What if we're not doing what our purpose has been put inside us to do?
Mm-hmm. I'll add to it too with individuals is listening now. The one cost of standing in the box is limiting your creativity.
Yep.
Your creativity, your potential, your fulfillment.
Yes.
Because that box can be, you have to ask yourself, look at the animals that people keep as pets.
Mm-hmm.
Most people keep a dog. Most people keep a cat. What animal loves to jump inside the box or play in the box, or they hole in the corner is a little small hole that they put themselves in? The cat.
Cat. Yep.
What animal goes out here and need to be free and run wild and tear up your whole house and experience the life? And the only reason I'm bringing this up, while we was on vacation, my daughter made us watch The Life of Pets
Mm-hmm.
like 17 times. So in that show, you got Kevin Hart, is the voice of one of the rabbit,
Yeah.
and then you got the main character, which is one of the dogs, and then you got the cats. But most people that got cats as pets
Mm-hmm.
have a box or a small location that the cat like to retreat to.
Okay.
And that goes back to what we were saying earlier, the comfort zone. So those boxes can be truly hindering because mentally that's your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your default mechanism. You know the old saying, when pressure hit, what's in you comes out.
Yeah.
So my fake saints out there, when that toe gets stomped in church, them cussing words right there in the pulpit. Who the Lord should
The truth gonna come
the
out.
truth gonna come out. Or the other saying, who always tell the truth, a drunk and a baby.
Yeah. The drunk and the baby always
tell the truth. But leaving certainty, quote unquote, the box, is like you stated, is the fear.
Yeah.
Why do people, you think, what causes people not to realize that they're actually even stuck in a box?
What caused them to actually realize they're not stuck?
Right, because this term that we're using today on this particular podcast, being in a box, everybody may not have heard it.
Got you.
So, what could a person do, or what will help them recognize I may possibly be in a box?
Procrastination is one thing.
Procrastinating.
Yeah. When you know there's something that's been put inside of you and you're supposed to have act upon it, and you keep putting it off or making excuses. Oh, I do it tomorrow, or I do it next week. And next thing you know, another year has gone by. You ain't even moved it off.
You said I'm gonna do it next week, but then a year.
Yeah. A whole year done went by. And I'm talking about myself on some things.
Yeah. So procrastination could be a sign that you're in the box. What are some others you think? Rather personally, or you've seen after you read that amazing book as well, that now you've seen in the patterns that are showing people?
Something that you touched on earlier, you're intimidated by being around other people that's already doing what you want to do, but you're intimidated with them because you probably don't have the knowledge what they have already. And that shouldn't intimidate you. It should encourage you more to be around those people so you can learn from them.
So you think it's staying right there in their lane? Do you think it's intimidation, or do you think it's jealousy that kick in?
Could be a little of both. But I spoke with plenty of people before. Like, I don't know how to do what to start. And my thing is, get started.
Do something.
Do something. You don't have to do all of whatever it takes to do that, but do something. Just do a little bit. And before you know it, you have already got the ball moving.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, that's truly key is to get started doing something.
Yeah.
Just referring back to when you and I were talking about doing the podcast, podcast. We just didn't just talk about it. We started doing something towards it. Because that goes into my next statement about, the momentum builds the action, and that kicks in and replaces the overthinking. That's that doing something.
Yes.
Because not we as people can sit there and overthink every move where we want everything to be perfect.
Yes.
As a before I got married, as a single man out there on the dating scene, it would be like, oh, I like the way she looked. She'll cross the room. And then the overthinking would kick in. Well, if it's meant for me to talk to her, she'll look my way 2 times. If it's meant for me to talk to her, they're going to play this song. And then the song come on and I still ain't moved.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I was at this location on Riverdale Highway 85.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting across the bar and I'm just trying to get my grub on, crib. I done brought my wings out, my lemon pepper wings, blues cheese hitting it. And it's a lady that's on the other side.
Still remember the doggone everything on that plate, huh?
Oh yeah, the wings was smacking. It was, I think it used to be, it wasn't Malone's. This is back in the day. It was, because they used to have crab leg Tuesdays and they had karaoke.
Uh-huh.
So going back to, I'm sitting at the bar eating my wings, and there's a lady on the other side. And this is a person that wasn't overthinking. So she see me. I see her, but I'm hungry. She comes up eventually, crib, and walks from the other side of the bar and comes sit beside me. You moving too slow. Oh, wait a minute. I'm eating my wings. I don't look at you. You don't look at me. You moving too slow. So I decided to come over here and talk to you.
Oh, my.
I was like, well, she using momentum. That ain't the momentum I wanted, but I just wanted my lemon pepper wings on this hard day of work. But yeah, we got to get to the point where we're not overthinking and we put action with it. And we're getting ready to go into 2026. What are some things that we can leave the listeners with to get out of the box?
Sure. As we wrap this up, thing I would like to leave with our listeners that please, as Larry just mentioned, don't overthink it. Whatever it is that you seeking out to do or goals you set for yourself, get around like-minded people and just soak up whatever they're doing, and you ain't got to worry about doing everything at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Just start doing something, and before you know it, that box mental state that you put yourself in, I recommend don't put yourself in a box. You'll be further along than where you're at now.
And I'll add on to that. Take a look at the goals that you set for 2025. Look at those goals that you wrote down that you set last year and see how many have you accomplished this year. Pull those out, combine them with whatever goals you got 2026 coming up, and put action to it. Don't just overthink those goals. Put some action behind it. That way you can get out of the box that in 2026 and beyond, that you are not stuck in the box.
Yes.
And with that, Crib, it's been another plum bleezing pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Talking on Sip and Converse. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click that link that's in our in the bottom of the screen right there to go get some merchandise.
Please do.
Get you a nice Sip and Converse cup. Get you a nice Sip and Converse shirt. And that way, anytime we getting ready to go live on our podcast, you can sip
and converse
with us. Get your tumbler straight. Put you some nice high quality fluids of your choice in there and sip on. And with that, we out.
Peace.
Let's sip and converse. Let's sip and converse.
Let's talk about it.
Sip and converse.